Bin challenge is the most fun game that we play.
We'll gather as a group,
and there's a mannequin at the end.
Then we will move the ball around to the other pole.
And the bin is like on the other side.
And come back and make it in the bin.
And you have to go around the mannequin, back, get the ball into the bin without it hitting the ground. So there's no bounces, no nothing. It's just all teamwork. That's a bin challenge.
It's difficult. If you don't work as a team, it's not gonna happen.
Or someone messes it up, or hits it far, or hits it too low. That was all fun. We would be yelling at each other at the same time laughing. It was just full of fun.
Got it! What is it? Got it! You leave it the ball. You got hit this thing. What can no? You see, I got it and then
You guys got 4 minutes here. Make it better. Keep going. Here we go. Keep going. I got it. That's a good idea. Keep on.
Bin challenge is just all chemistry because you all have to work as a team. Everybody on your team is doing something. And I mean, it just brings you all together.
I got it.
With playoffs to be confirmed due to the coronavirus pandemic, the team has zeroed in on a singular goal this season: winning the Lakes to Prairie Conference title. Less than 1 week after their emphatic opening day win, the team travels to Crookston, Minnesota to open their conference schedule. The game is another runaway, with the Vikings easily winning 5-0, with goals coming from 5 different players. After all games, the Vikings coaching staff charts each match, relying on an advanced stats system used by professional teams around the world. The stats are then put into an algorithm designed by head coach John Peter to determine each player's influence on the game over the 80 minutes played. During the off-season of his first year, JP was unsatisfied in just viewing goals and assists as the sole metrics to judge matches by, so the coach implemented the analytics to have a way to tangibly show player efficiency and to know where the majority of match action was occurring, and as a way to communicate this information to his players and staff. The players bought in.
I think it helps a lot of us just get better at everything in our game, because the stat sheet just shows everything with passes, dribbles completed, percentages on headers won, or stuff like that. And I think it gets everybody competitive that, oh, maybe some person is ahead of you and you want to be better than them. And I think it just gets all of us better.
So the stat sheet really helped me know how I did in the game, my passing, my shooting.
It definitely does show if you're doing your job, because the numbers don't lie, and it really does help improve a lot of people.
one player catching everyone's eye not only on the field but in the analytics is defender Abdirahman Saeed. Affectionately known by his teammates as Macho, the senior right back is the definition of what it means to play on this team.
Probably one of my best friends now, and I mean, Macho's just a great guy all around.
Me and Macho, like during this season, we got way better at talking to each other and communicating with each other. Like now, from right now, me and Macho are like really best friends.
He's always in the mood of excitement and happy and getting us to laugh and making jokes. Just funny guy. He's a funny guy.
Well, I feel like everyone likes him because like everyone seen him as like a little guy.
But the blue-collar player flies in the face of what many outsiders believe about this team. One of the myths frequently manufactured by other teams when discussing the Vikings' success is that the success is due, at least in part, to everyone on the team being born with a ball at their feet. Soccer is in the blood. It is a stereotype amplified at times by the broadcast media covering the team's game.
Giving chase there is Abdirahman Saeed. He does such a good job controlling the ball and starting that transition. Some of these guys play like they're born with a soccer ball, you know?
I never touched the ball before. Wallah, I never touched the ball before. My first time touching the ball here.
He started from being this little guy, he didn't even know how to play soccer, to this straight beast.
You know, when I first came, it was 2016 around June. You know, it was a summer, so I didn't know a lot of people. From an ESL class, JP told me to start playing, you know. He was like, just join for fun. He helped me buy the shoes, shin guards and all that. I was so small, you know, compared to other guys. I didn't know what I was doing.
He was nice, but he was not that good at soccer. Like he used to say, like I'm like the best soccer player and like stuff like that. I would argue with him, like, you know, you're not that good.
You know, the reason why I wanted to play striker was like, it was fun, you know, everybody was like, striker, you get to score, you get to like celebrate, everybody just running at you. But that wasn't my right position, you know. I was watching Man City documentary, so JP came over and told me that I can be like Mendy, you know, like the left back, but like more like a right back, you know. So, and then I was like, yeah, I get to go up a lot too, so that's a good position.
I remember Macho, man. Macho's come a long way, man. He showed himself and others that he can improve, anyone can improve.
After bouncing in and out of the starting lineup early last season, Macho solidified himself as a surefire starter in a match against Fergus Falls when he set the game alight with his dynamic play on the outside. In this most recent game against Crookston, although coming up with no goals or assists, Macho is the second most influential player on the field, and his work rate matches his exceptional statistical marks as he makes over 30 full-speed runs down the sideline to create opportunities for his team. After just 2 games, his quality of play and influence on games has immediately put him at the front of the discussions within the Vikings coaching staff for all-conference honors. Macho is just one of 2 seniors on the team this season, and as school nears, there is great excitement tempered with skepticism as to what the new school year may look like during the pandemic. It has been over 6 months since schools closed their doors, and the school that everyone will return to will look different from the one everyone left in March.
Like, everybody was thinking about what school's gonna be. For me, especially as a senior, I thought it was going to be like a distance learning because of this pandemic.
Distance learning last spring, it wasn't great teaching and learning. It's not as effective as it is with in-person. Our goal this coming this year was to create a setup that we could be successful the majority of the school year. Well, Central Turkeys was very kind to meet with us and talk about their protocols and kind of give us a base.
We have a lot of students that have parents who work at the turkey plant, and the big bonus for us has been that the turkey plant has taken this virus very seriously.
Turkey plant helped us out a lot. They have this Keep COVID Out plan, and they shared a lot of information for us on how to try and keep it out the best that we can.
They have set up protocol to keep their workers safe, and because they have done that, it has allowed our population to stay stay safe as a community.
We discussed it all summer long in all of our groups, deciding whether we were going to go to hybrid, all in, what we were going to do. And because of the high school being harder to figure out where all these kids are at a time, we decided to go hybrid.
How we are trying to connect kids who are distance learners and hybrid learners and in-person learning. There's definitely a different vibe to the school year.
School starting, it was like super weird because like I hadn't seen anybody since March, and you know, starting back up, everybody's like still cautious. Everybody's like, they're not like the same, you know. Everybody's still weirded out.
So this year is eventually like a hybrid thing. So it's like you go a day, and then the other day you go homeschool.
It's orange and black day. It's 2 different days, and one day you're at home doing online, and the other day you're at school.
And we can't really see our friends as much because they don't, you know, maybe you're in the black group and then they're in the orange group, and so you don't see them as much anymore.
12 questions on Google Classroom. So people at home, 12 questions on Google Classroom. Just write the answers on a piece of scratch paper. I'll give you guys a piece of scratch paper in here.
You can only have this amount of people in a class, otherwise you have to go to a bigger class.
You had to wear a mask. You had to follow arrows around the school.
You just gotta follow the direction, and it's like messed up.
It's kind of hard to get to your classes on time.
With lunch, it's always a takeout, no more trays, and the line seems faster. Because usually in lunch you have to put your number, but sometimes now someone puts it in for you, and you want to go talk to someone. Someone will always be like, you gotta sit down, wait till the end of lunch.
You know, I'm glad to be in school, and you know, it is what it is though.
It's not as bad as it looks.
I mean, it's just like, it's weird. It's gonna be something to remember about for sure.
The other senior is midfielder Kadar Ibrahim, referred to by the team as King Kadar. This is Ibrahim's 4th season playing on the varsity squad, but it is the first season where he is the primary midfield weapon for the team. The past 3 seasons, Kadar has shown flashes of brilliance, but was playing behind 2 all-conference midfielders.
So Kadar, he's such a great player, honestly, like the best player on the team. 2 years ago, obviously, you know, Kadar wasn't really getting enough playing time. You know, we had 2 great midfielders. We had Allen and Trix, and obviously, you know, they took Kadar's spot. And so Kadar really didn't play as much back then, obviously. And so people didn't really like admire his playing time or, you know, anything like that.
Yeah, it was pretty frustrating for me.
Even in the previous years, if he was like behind other players, I still saw Kadar as a great player because he's always been a great player.
When Allen and Trix graduated, Kadar finally got that opportunity that he's been waiting for his whole life. And he, you know, he grabbed that opportunity.
And this season, he really showed everything he had, and he just always left it on the field.
Well, like from 7th grade when I was like barely in like JV, like me and him, we were like probably like the best midfielders like on the JV. And I knew that he was the best, and every year he's always like improved by a lot, and it's crazy. And by like 11th grade, I knew he was gonna be like one of like the best midfielders in the state.
Despite playing in the shadow of Villa Gomez and Diaz last season, Ibrahim earned all-conference honors, scoring 8 goals. Another factor that has continued to be a constant stumbling block for Ibrahim is his fiery temper, manifesting itself most visibly last year in a home game altercation with his own teammate, Lico.
It was a home game. Then me and Lico got in a fight, and I started swearing, cussing. I got a red card, and I was out.
Ball! Take Kadar!
A lot of things changed this year. The way we played, the way I play as a team, and being on time in practice,
having a good attitude, a lot of things. My team helped me to become a better person, and especially Mr. Peter.
Throughout the offseason, head coach John Peter has been vocal that although the Vikings graduated 2 superb midfielders, he believes Ibrahim is capable of being one of the best midfielders in the state. He also believes in Ibrahim's leadership and has named him as another captain within the squad. In the new system the coach is implementing, Ibrahim is given the role of the number 10 position on the field. In English, this term is referred to as the attacking mid, but JP prefers the more descriptive Spanish term enganche, which loosely translates to the steering wheel. Ibrahim has total freedom to roam and unlock defenses.
And I mean, that's probably one of the hardest jobs because you have to be everywhere. And I mean, you just can't be slacking on that job. You just always got to be working. And
the reason why I like the freedom, JP told me to have freedom on the field because I was playing number 10 first of all.
He could do anything. He could create like the biggest play out of nothing. He's a great player all around.
Through 2 games this season, King Kadar has 2 goals and 2 assists and is looking forward to playing in front of home fans for the first time all season.
Everyone had a confidence because we beat them first time out of their house 7-0. Then everyone was excited to play against them because they're pretty challenging.
COVID high school league regulations mean that for now, there are no seasons for volleyball or football, and it will be at least another week until those teams are allowed to practice. In a small town, sports provide key entertainment for all. And with soccer as the only spectator sport happening at the moment, there is tremendous anticipation for the Vikings' upcoming home opener.
A program that benefited the most from the pandemic was the ability for the soccer team to kind of like shine its own light without having to share it.
You know, with soccer being started here in the fall, it really helped our student body, our community, a place for them to go and watch an event and be together and cheer and celebrate.
With football being down and volleyball at the beginning, soccer became what it is around the world, kind of like a major sport at our school.
It was exciting because everyone was paying attention to us now, and we were the main focus.
The year 2020 has brought heavy darkness in the midst of a global pandemic. There is light in all this darkness. This week, the boys finally return home.
To stoke the fire of anticipation, the team releases 2 promotional commercials on social media, encouraging people to come be a part of the family at the upcoming home opener.
Join us at Brown Field, 4 p.m. Socially distanced, of course. We are one team, one family.
Governor Walz's 250-person attendance limit for outdoor gatherings is about to be stretched to its maximum, and as the boys warm up, they are astounded by the crowd coming to the match.
When everyone came on that day to the game, it was amazing because there's so many people there watching and supporting.
But a lot of people coming to the game, cheering, you know, some people didn't even know a lot about soccer, you know, but they were still there, you know.
So we had a bunch of people, a bunch. When you look at the side, you're like, who are all these people, you know? You never see them at your games up until this year because there's no sports other than cross country and soccer. I mean, it's just crazy to see everybody there.
So everybody from the school came to watch, and it was a lot of people, and it was fun, you know. You get to enjoy the moments.
During his pregame radio interview, all questions are directed at the team's offense, but JP tries to deflect attention on the team's attack and point to their defensive style and work rate.
We rely heavily on our intensity and the way we go about things, and that leads to all the offense is set up, especially this year, by what our defense does. So if our defense is firing and we're playing with the intensity we need to, that seems to give us the edge usually. Whenever you're on the field, or however long you get to be on the field, it's full gas, right? Full gas. Gotta bring the pressure, gotta bring the intensity, okay? Okay? Have fun. You get to be at home, right? Well, home. Home is not a building, right? Home is how you feel in here. Okay? Home is how you feel in here. This team's pretty awesome, right? Yeah. Who's the best team here today?
We are.
Okay? We are. Vikings on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Vikings!
This is Ahmed passing into the middle. Vikings mounting an attack again, and Wimmer comes way out of the net. He needs some help for his defense to clear that ball away.
The athletic Detroit Lakes goalie is one of the many football players around the state who have joined soccer teams as they wait for a football season that is yet to be allowed. The players believe that despite his athleticism, he is a possible weak point in the defensive armor of a quickly improving Detroit Lakes team, and that his inexperience can be exploited.
Saeed to the end line, moving inside, trying to put it out front. There's a shot, and it's up high over the goal.
The Vikings do not waste time putting him under pressure. Just minutes into the game, the Vikings strike as Kadar Ibrahim breaks free for his first goal of the day. Moments later, Kadar Aden is fouled in the box. But with both designated penalty takers on the bench, freshman Abdi Isse steps forward and asks for the ball.
Good luck stopping this with the Vikings. Muhammad Ahmed. Braden Wimmer sets himself. Oh, is it Ahmed? Let's see. No, it's not Ahmed. It is a goal by the Vikings to make it 2-0. The goal scored by Abdi Isse. Again, trying to get something going offensively, but the Vikings are just matched up man-to-man with those Laker attackers and not giving them much breathing room at all. Vikings trying to mount an attack here before halftime. They put it out front. Wimmer makes the save on a point-blank shot.
Our attack is doing some really good things. Okay, Macho, you've hit some great crosses. Okay, some great cutbacks. Where do we want to not shoot it? No, where do we want to not shoot the ball when we're shooting? To the goalie.
Now the Vikings trying to set up a shot. Move it up the right side toward the end line. It's going to be recovered by the Vikings. They put it out front for a header, and a header that is in the goal. Nice job by Kadar Ibrahim as he got the head on that one that was set up from the near side by Jesus Moreno. That was a beauty.
The Vikings are sensing blood in the water and turn up the pressure even more.
You know, they've scored 15 goals this year in this, their third game, and have not allowed one to their opponents. So you get great defense like they have and an explosive offense, and you're hard to beat. Here comes that offense. Good opportunity and another goal. And it's the hat trick. I think you call it a hat trick in soccer too, don't you? I mean, that's a hockey thing, I know, but the third goal of the game anyway for Kadar Ibrahim. Now possessed by the Lakers. Pass back to the defense, and Elijah Blow, one of their junior defenders, comes all the way into Wimmer, and Wimmer lost the ball, and there's another goal by the Vikings. He tried to outmaneuver Abdi Isse, and he couldn't do it. Sebastian Rosilis touches it for one of the first times in the second half. The ball hasn't been back there too often. Gets it back to the midfield area. Vikings move it ahead to Daniel Urbano. Now the ball coming in toward the goal, an opportunity out front, and another goal by Muhammad Ahmed.
The Vikings close out a dominant 6-0 victory.
So you're showing growth, it's great, okay? You're showing growth and it's great, okay? We said you gotta respond, came out, bang, 2 goals so fast. It was over.
There's people that have never come to like a soccer game before, and like we didn't disappoint them, which was really good.
We were really confident, you know, knowing that DL beat East Grand, and we hammered DL 6-0 and 7-0. We were pretty confident, you know.
We were all confident, like we were undefeated and we scored a lot of goals, and I feel like the whole team was just like, we got this.
No one's gonna stop us this season, right?
One player walking especially tall is star defender Sebastian Rosiles. Rosiles has lived his whole life in Pelican. He has been a mainstay for this team since its start, having started 62 of the team's 64 varsity games in the history of the program. He is synonymous with the Vikings' build-up play and has been an easy choice for the all-conference team the previous 2 seasons.
When I first joined my 7th grade year, I was put into varsity right away.
When he was a 7th grader as a varsity player, and we were just, because we were all like small, like really small, and he was just like nothing compared to us. He was like huge.
In 7th grade, there was 2 games I didn't start. Otherwise, the rest of the season, like the rest of the program, I started in every game. It doesn't matter what year, I started every game.
He was like the right center back, you know, so I usually go up a lot because I just trust in him, you know. And I barely come back, so he just there, supports me.
This idea is repeated over and over by all his teammates. Trust in a man who is always there. And this trust within the team makes him arguably the most important player in the Vikings defense and possibly even the entire field. In the previous game against Detroit Lakes, Rosiles was dominant in the back and one of the main reasons that Detroit Lakes was held without a shot on goal.
Lost it to the Lakers. They send it back in. Sebastian Rosiles is there to play it. He's so steady back there, and like we mentioned, he is a 2-time all-conference defender. Now the Lakers trying to get something going, but broken up. There's Sebastian Rosiles again, moving around and through 2 different defenders. Now a third. He's still got the control of the ball. He is fun to watch with that soccer ball. How do you do that with your feet? Into the Viking defensive end is Sebastian Rosiles. Touches it for one of the first times in the second half. The ball hasn't been back there too often. Gets it back to the midfield area. Vikings move it ahead to Daniel Urbano. Now the ball coming in toward the goal, an opportunity out front, and another goal by Mohamed Ahmed.
But in the middle of the fanfare and celebration of the victory over Detroit Lakes, there is a development.
Let's chill. Just tired.
On your knee?
Yeah. I just feel it's not a little bit.
Rosiles' main defensive partner, Captain Lico Pedroza, landed awkwardly multiple times in this series, and despite playing later in the match, his knee is injured. It is unclear yet what damage there is to the knee or exactly how long he will be out, but it is clear he will not play in the next match. Just 2 days after the emphatic victory over Detroit Lakes, dark skies foreshadow a dreary day as the Vikings warm up, and despite the injury to their captain, the team's confidence is at an all-time high. Just 1 week ago, Detroit Lakes went on the road and defeated today's opponent, the East Grand Forks Green Wave, by a score of 3-2. The Vikings have now dispatched Detroit Lakes twice, by a total score of 13-0. And as the teams warm up, the sentiment within the Vikings camp is not whether they will win, but by how much they will win. But in high school sports, A plus B does not always equal C.
When DL beat East Grand, I was like, damn, like they beat him. Like if they can beat him, we can beat him. Like we just got done bashing DL. We can for sure beat East Grand. Like it's gonna be an easy win.
Yeah, we kind of felt like that because DL was like the most challenging team. They beat East Grand, so we thought we can, you know, be the best team.
Coming into the first East Grand game, we were really confident, you know, knowing that DL beat East Grand, and we hammered DL 6-0 and 7-0. We were pretty confident, you know.
So everybody thought it was going to be like an easy game. We didn't take it serious.
But then everything doesn't go the way, you know.
So, we're gonna go play hard. Who's the best team here? We are! Alright, right up here, boys. Cool, guys. What's our name? Vikings! Vikings on 3. 1, 2, 3. Vikings!
Just 3 minutes into the match, the Vikings earn a penalty, and Kadar Ibrahim steps to the spot. Everyone watching assumes the Vikings are about to take a 1-0 lead. Kadar is not the only player off his game today. 5 minutes after Ibrahim's miss, Macho picks up a yellow card for reckless play. And due to Coach Peters' concern of him picking up a second yellow and a subsequent red card, JP will leave Macho on the bench the remainder of the half.
Chill. Okay? Chill, just play. Okay? This happens every year to some you guys get too involved with fighting about who's the best Somali on the field. Just play, man. You're the best fullback out there. So do it. Okay? Smart.
Less than a minute later, another opportunity for the Vikings with Ibrahim again set for glory.
Go, Short! What to do? Okay, let's go. Don't fall into their game. Don't fall into mentally what they do. You play your game. You keep your mouth shut. You play the Viking way. Who are we? Vikings. Vikings on 3, 1, 2, 3. Vikings. Let's go, boys. Now, come on, boys. Come on.
The Green Wave style of play has rattled the Vikings, and the usual flow of play is being disrupted.
Macho, you gotta get it back. Macho. That's not what we're looking for, man. You had 2 runners. Drop it off. Do your job, please.
But as the coaching staff tries to get the team back on track, the team seems to descend further from their identity, beginning to play exactly the kind of game that the visitors are hoping to play, forgetting their roles in the process. The Vikings answer the Green Wave's goal, and momentum feels to be shifting back to the Vikings. But then, an unthinkable disaster. Sebastian Rosiles has dislocated his kneecap. With the team reeling from Rosiles' injury, they are disjointed and the timing of everything they do is off. Natural movements just 2 days ago result in players nowhere near where they should be. As time winds down, the Vikings players and fans are left in complete disbelief as to what has transpired. The victory over Detroit Lakes just 2 days ago now seems like a distant memory.
I was just shocked, you know. I was like, what is going on?
I feel like that was like it was a really devastating loss, I feel like.
It sucked because we were like, we got this, and then coming out with a loss, it just like, we felt like we disappointed like the team and the town.
That loss really saw that like, it really showed us everything.
When COS got hurt, in my head was like, no, like this can't happen. Like COS, like he's a big part of the team and the defense. And when I saw him on the floor, like just in pain, it just like sucked because I couldn't do anything about it. And like he didn't deserve to go through that.
And it was just a really bad feeling, and it hurt really bad. And you know, it had happened to me before too in the summer, and it took like 2 months to get back. And so when that happened, first thing I thought is, I'm done. Like it is like, there's no way I'm coming back from this. If it took me 2 months in the summer and it happened again, there's no way I'm coming back from this.
Humbled, the team must now go back to the drawing board without their 2 central defenders. But the injury woes for the Vikings are just beginning, and the team is about to sink into a full-blown crisis. Next time on We Are from Pelican.